It is the Yankee fan 1019 here, and I am in my treehouse in my backyard. Holla! Can't move any more backwards because I can't fit. But anyways, I was going to talk about my very first experience at my very first concert. As a matter of fact, I don't really listen to these groups, but I have heard a couple of songs. And a lot of my friends listen to them, so that was pretty cool. I met up with my friend and her friend. I'm not really gonna say their names since I don't have any permission to do that. And I also went with one of my friends from where I used to live. So like we all went to the concert, we met up at the end or whatever. Me and my friend went together, but throughout the concert, I met up with my friend's friend. Wow, okay. I met up with my friend's friend, so we hung out through the concert. She doesn't really listen to them either, so I got to hang out with her. But we got there and it was heavy metal. I don't want to put a name on them, but that's what it was. Ask Alexandria, Born the Oasis, We Came as Romans, some other band person thingy. But we got there and my friend was like, okay, there's a lot of mosh pits going on, there's people everywhere, you're gonna get pushed and shoved, you're allowed to push people back, whatever, okay. So I was like, alright, whatever, and we were in the city, because that's where they did the Best Buy Theater. Shout out to them, because they did an amazing job at the theater. I love the theater so much, and it's considering it was my first time there, so I never went to a concert before. But we got there, and I was just standing there, and the first one goes on. I don't remember who went on first, but the first one went on, and we're standing there, and there's crowd surfers. Now, for those of you who don't know what crowd surfers are, there's people who basically go, people boost them up, and they go in the crowd, and you have to keep them up the longest or whatever, and they usually try to get to the front, and then they have to go back or whatever. But there's crowd surfers, and this is my very first concert, to remind you in case you haven't heard that 10 times already. But I didn't know what I was doing, so my friend's standing right next to me, and then her cousin went with us, and I'm standing there, and this crowd surfer comes out of nowhere and falls, legit falls on me, and I'm like, ow. So my neck was hurting for the longest time, and I was just like, what the fuck, why? And I was just so confused. So then finally, there's nothing really that went on cool. But finally we met up with my friend's friend, and she doesn't really listen to them either, so I got to stay with her for most of the concert. But we chilled, we talked a little bit. Then we were sitting in the concert, we came as Romans on, and there was this huge mosh pit. And what the fuck? There was this huge mosh pit, right there, I'm standing here and this is where the mosh pit was. Everywhere we went, we tried avoiding it, but we still got near one, so I was just crazy. Now, so I went to back up, and I got pushed forward and back up, push forward. I was just getting pushed all over, so I started pushing people. My friend started pushing me. Then we met these girls, and they were older than us, and she's like, I got you. So she was standing in front of me trying to block people, but it was pretty cool. My first experience was pretty cool. So then the very last one, Ask Alexandria, because I was there till they were last. We went with my friend's friend to go find my friend who was up in the front, and my friend's friend decided to drag us, not drag us, we just followed her, but she decided to take us up, she decided to go up front to find her, and here's the whole stage, right here. And my friend's here, and we went a little too far this way, so we're just standing there yo, we're not gonna find her, what are we gonna do? She's like, alright, I'm gonna go in the back, because once it starts, whatever. She goes in the back. I was about to follow her, but my friend's like, no, we're up here now, we're gonna stay up here. I'm like, whatever, you're fine. So we're waiting, finally they come on, and I was standing there 1 minute, and my friend was in front of me 1 minute, and then the next minute, she disappeared, and now, let me step back a little bit. So before they started, we were talking to this couple, a woman and a girl. Shout out to them if they ever find this video, which I don't think they will, but a shout out to them. But we were talking to them in the beginning of the concert. Well, mainly my friend was, and I was just there like, oh, yo, what up? I'm her friend. But we were talking to them. Next minute, you know, like, this concert started, it got crazy, like, bad crazy. There was, like, a mosh pit behind me. There was tons of concerts, one after another, one after another. And I'm standing there, and there's, like, concerts, and I just gave up on, like, pushing them. I just, like, dunked down, so they wouldn't, like, I just let whoever invited me do it. So then finally, I got shoved back into a mosh pit that was, like, right in back of us. Then I got shoved forward, and then a crowd surfer kicked me in my mouth, and my lips started bleeding. So, like, I lost my friend, and I didn't know what to do, and, I lost my friend, and I was just standing there, and my lips bleeding. I'm like, it was, like, dark because the lights were out, and they were, like, on stage, so I was like, my lips bleeding? So they were like, you want to go get ice or something? I'm like, I can't find my friend, I can't leave, I lost my friend. Freaking out, don't know what to do. Then finally, like, as I'm, like, telling them that my lip's bleeding, I legit got shoved in the middle of the mosh pit. So I'm just standing there, because I have no idea what to do. And I'm just standing there, like, what do I do? So finally, someone pushed me out, and, like, a couple actually, like, helped grab me out. So I was, like, standing with them, like, alright, go to get ice or whatever, and we'll tell your friend, like, so her boyfriend or her fiance, whatever they were to each other, he kind of, like, got me, like, near, like, the railing. There's, like, the staircase, and then there's doors to get out. If you've ever been to the Best Buy Theater in New York City, there's staircase going downwards, and if you go up them, there's doors. And he helped me, like, jump over the railing, because I couldn't get out. There was, like, ton of people crowding. He's like, I'll get you out of this, just calm down, I'll get you out. So he finally, like, boosted me up over the railing, and I jumped over the railing, and I got yelled at by security, because apparently you're not really allowed to jump over the railing. So I was like, you know what, fuck you, my lip's bleeding, I'm going to get ice. And, so they, like, I got out of that, and turns out that in the process of that, my friend went back to, like, our meeting spot was, like, all the way in the back on the side, because she had an asthma attack. Like, wasn't that bad, but she, like, had problems breathing because she was screaming and jumping. So, like, she had to get out of there really fast. So then I'm like, okay, where are you? She's, like, in the back. And then I went to the bathroom and, like, put water on my mouth, and she, like, met me up in the back. And I was like, cool. So then we went, like, in the back, and then we were just standing, like, on the staircase. And that's when we met up with my friend's friend again, so we just stood with her for the rest of the night, which it wasn't really that long. It ended, like, around 11:15, so we just stood back there with her. And throughout this whole experience, the most creepiest point of my night was when, like, this guy had, like, this suit on, and it was, like, something, I don't know what the hell he had on it, but he was like, come underneath me and show you what I can do. I, like, grabbed onto my friend and wouldn't let her, and I'm like, no, and, yeah, and then, like, this kid, I don't even know who he was like, my friend's friend met him and his friends, and, like, the kid tried hitting on me. He's like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? And I'm like, kinda, sorta, and he's like, oh, I hope so, you're pretty cute, and I'm like, thanks. But, that is my very first experience at my very first concert. You guys should comment below and tell me what your first experience was at your very first concert, or if you want to go to a concert, which concert would you want to go to, or if you listen to these bands, We Crown the Empire, S.A. Alexandria, Born the Oasis, something with Summer, and I don't know. Or if you were at the concert, why don't you comment down below, and maybe I saw you, or maybe I really didn't, or maybe you were the one who kicked me in the mouth. I'm not sure, but comment below and tell me what your first experience was, what concert you wanted to go to, or if you were there. Peace.